Hello, I'm Jana from Open Mat Movement, and for today's class, we're going to be working on some balance, stability. We're going to be using a little bit of weight. I find that a bolster works perfectly. If you don't have a bolster, you can use a pillow or anything that you can hold and squeeze between your legs and balance with. So, after you grab your item, let's get started. We're going to start here by really grounding into the feet. If you want, you can, before becoming still, do some bounces on your heels. Or maybe you want to lift the toes, lift the heels. Maybe rolling onto the outside, inside. I'm hearing a lot of cracks. I don't know if you can hear them. Maybe you're also cracking. Okay, and then from there, we're going to come into stillness. Feet in a comfortable position, standing tall but not rigid, and starting to ground the feet down into the floor. Maybe you're able to feel all four corners of the feet, underneath the big toe, underneath the pinky toe, and both sides of the heels. You can close your eyes. You can gaze to one point softly. And just feel your feet here grounded down into the mat or the floor. Start to press firmly down into the feet. And notice what that does to the legs. And feel as if when you ground down your feet, you're able to rise out of your hips. Root to rise, some people say. So we root our feet down so that we can rise up. And stand tall like that, taking a few breaths. We don't need to puff our chests out, just feeling length. I live in Senegal and in Dakar, and there are a lot of street vendors that walk by. You might be able to hear a little noise. It's a man who walks around with a sewing machine and scissors. And he signals that he's available to tailor your stuff with his scissors. So I think that's kind of neat. But if you can hear that sound, that's what that is. Okay. Now that I've fully distracted you with that story, let's get started. We'll start with our weighted item. So I've got my bolster here. And we're gonna pretend that it's a platter, or maybe it's one of those, felt, I don't know what you call them, but you would have like the crown jewels on top of it, right? And so we're starting with our elbows bent, maybe a slight squeeze of the armpits, arms into the armpits, like you're trying to hold a letter in between your arm and your armpit. So feel the action there of the shoulders. And then start to bring this platter of crown jewels out in front of you and back. And I'm keeping that squeezing sensation in between my arm and my ribs, as if I was holding a thin envelope between there. And of course, once I raise my arms out, it would drop, but see if you can keep that squeezing action. And what that'll do is it'll externally rotate your arms. Face this way. Keep the squeeze even as you serve your platter of whatever you want it to be to the people. Nice. So there's a good amount of weight here, so I'm starting to feel it. If you're feeling it like too much in your wrists, you can kind of, instead of holding it right at the edge, you can back it up a little bit. Okay, nice. And bringing that back down. Now let's grab the outside of your item and create a little squeezing action. So it's as if I'm pressing the bolster on either side, keeping my elbows in, and now raising up. Ooh, that's quite hard. My arms are a bit sore. And so I'm seeing, it doesn't matter how high you go, trying to keep the elbows in, nose edge, and moving up and down. So your arms might not straighten all the way, and that's fine. We want to keep the elbows squeezed towards each other, pressing the bolster in with the palms. Ooh, I'm shaking. Ooh, I did bench presses yesterday for the first time in many years with a barbell instead of just weights. So I think I'm a bit sore. Okay, bringing that down, dropping your item, and doing a little shake. Nice. Okay, from there, we're gonna hold it again, and this time, you're going to grab and feel as if you're pulling it apart. So I'm pulling it apart on either side, like I'm trying to rip the bolster, and then again, I'm raising it up and down. Reminding myself of like one of those WWE wrestlers. You just want to bring it up and smash it. But this is more, and if you want to do that, it might feel really nice. Great release. But at the moment, I'm just pulling the bolster apart and lifting up. And see how high you can go with that action. So if you start to lose the action of pulling it apart, then maybe you've gone too high. Invite your neck to relax. Maybe your traps, your upper traps really want to help out. Let's just invite them to soften and relax. Okay, lowering that back down. Take a moment to tune in with your shoulders. Maybe do a little neck roll. Okay, now we're gonna use our bolster like this. We're gonna put it in between the legs and start to squeeze. And feel just by squeezing how you kind of rise up out of it. So I can continue to press my feet down, squeeze the bolster, and really I start to feel quite light up here, which is really nice. So just continue to squeeze. And from here, as we keep stability in our legs, you can start to circle the arms around. This is optional. You can just keep squeezing and doing nothing else. But I feel like after that work with the bolster earlier, I kind of want to release out of my neck and my shoulders and pecs. So I'm raising one arm up and then turning away from the arm as it comes down. This is really nice if you have sore chest or shoulders, or your neck is feeling achy. Okay, let's bring our attention back into our legs. So we're going to step onto one leg, let the other one lift, and start to squeeze the bolster or the pillow in between the legs. So I'm standing firm on one foot, and I'm opening and closing my other leg to really create that squeezing action. This is a great way to get some activity into the inner thighs, work on some balance. And then we can switch sides. Planting your other foot firmly into the mat, all four corners pressing down. And when you're ready, lifting the other hip, or other leg, and squeezing. Oh. And just notice this side happens to be trickier for me to balance today. What experience are you having? Keep squeezing in and out. Okay, almost there. And once more, and down. Nice. Okay, we can remove the bolster or the pillow from there. And now we're gonna do something nice and playful. Put your item on top of your head. So if it's a block, if it's a pillow, if it's a bolster, it doesn't really matter, but we're gonna try to see, there we go, if we can balance it on our head. Oh, I'm really struggling with this today. Okay, and once it's balanced, start to lift one leg up. As you lift one leg up, really root the other foot down. So root that left or right foot down and lift the other one up. And see if you can hold there. Your arms can do whatever they need to do to help you stay balanced. And then you'll slowly lower that foot down, and we'll switch sides, rooting the opposite foot down firmly as you lift your other leg. How's this side? Just notice, no stories attached about why this leg is weaker or why it feels stronger. Just notice. Okay, lowering down. Now let's start to march. Slow march, like you're walking in slow motion, like a slow motion army march, or like you're running through jello or something really sticky. You can barely move. Each time you bring your foot down, press as you lift. That really changes the sensation. Press and lift. Press and lift. Press and lift. Okay. Next time you press one foot down, let's lift the other one and let's come over to the side. Hold for a moment. Don't let it touch your hand. Your leg. Hold, hold, hold. Keep holding. Okay, and place it down. And now I invite you not to reach down and try to like shove it up as high as you can. Just see where it lands. And actually, it doesn't matter if it lands on your knee. Your knee can handle it. So don't worry about that. You could have it here. It really, wherever you can sort of actively reach by yourself. And now we're in tree pose. And just like a tree in nature, we don't need to be perfectly still. Trees sway in the wind. If there's a big storm, if they don't have the ability to sway with the wind, they're gonna break. So we wanna be like willow trees in the wind, moving around. Oh, that might happen to you too, and it's fine. Let's put it back up there. Continue. Nice. Okay, let's switch sides. Lifting the other leg up as you press one foot down, lift the other leg up, externally rotate to the side, and see if you can balance here without placing your foot on your leg. Hold it. Hold it. Press into your standing leg. And find a comfortable spot for your foot. And see what happens on this side. Your experience will likely be different. Okay, when you're ready, you can come on out. Nice work. You can take your bolster, and if you've been wanting to do this the whole class, you can, boom, slam it down. Oh, I thought I was gonna wake a sleeping kitten, but I didn't. Phew. Okay, we don't need the bolster anymore, except for, no, we don't need it. We don't need it. You can put it to the side and take a moment to stand in Tadasana. I often like to externally rotate my arms to open up my chest. You can stand however you like, however is comfortable for you. Eyes can be open or closed. And again, tune into the sensations of your feet on the ground. Do they feel more connected with the earth? Can you root down your feet in order to raise the rest of your body up? Keep a long spine, but try not to be rigid, just nice and loose. Eyes can be opened or closed. Take a few nice, even breaths here. If your eyes were closed, you can blink them open. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope you feel more awake, more balanced, more stable, and I hope you had some fun in the process. See you in the next class.